I think we're live. Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to a makeupless Harmony Portal Tarot Live. My hair is no longer dripping wet, but it's still pretty there. Just trying to get the last little bit of, cleaning done around here, party prep. My mom should be here probably within about a half hour. So I figured, I don't want to just cancel the live stream because I really thought I'd have enough time to be here. So we're just going to start with donations, and then we'll end the live stream when donations run out. So we already have one donation. So I think what we'll do is just get right on into it and let Banana Anna S know what she needs to know because we have Super Chat. Let me just double check that we didn't have any other donations on PayPal before we get going, just to make sure we're up to date here. We are up to date. Okay. So, yeah, this is kind of a different live stream, I think, than we've ever done here. Normally we chit chat, we hang out, we laugh, we cry. Well, not a lot of crying, but sometimes, I guess. And we do like a free one card pull or drop some cards. Collective reading, all that fun stuff. But we don't have time for all that today, so we're just going to jump right in, tuning into Anna's true spirit. She wants to know she has a job, which she's grateful for. It is a job I took a couple-year break from, but ended up broke, so back at it. I'm struggling on caring about the Matrix job and would love some guidance. Oh, right? Oh my gosh, here we go. So for Anna, in alignment with your true spirit, what does Anna need to know about struggling, just caring about this Matrix job, and any guidance that needs to come through? Yeah, okay, so the traditional way, going the traditional way, literally feeling stuck in the traditional way. But I do love that these two major arcanas come out, because the beautiful part of these cards is there's actually differences or kind of another perspective you can get from both of these cards, and the fact that they came out together. I love this. I actually really love this. So it really is about shifting your perspective and just living your light while at work. Because I don't see that you're going to have to be at this job very long. Like, that's coming, like 2025 sometime. We'll tune in to the timing. And as you guys know, with the timing, it can be weird. Just because actions we take or don't take, inspirations we have, can completely shift or skew the timeline. So grain of salt with the timeline, but we'll tune in. And this does indicate possibly a new contract, a new work contract somewhere else. And when I talk to people on my other job, like, what do you mean by work contract? And I'm like, well, usually when you get a job somewhere, you sign that, okay, I agree to this salary and that. That's as simple as that, something like that. So what I'm seeing with this is you being able to see the 3D or the job in that different perspective. Maybe even looking into, I think you were here on the last live stream when we were talking about like law of assumption, the Rosy life, and it's Rosy, Rosey. So it's just the word rose with a Y on the end. And she talks about how, and that's something I talk about here, is how what we see, taste, touch, smell, all the physical senses that we have access to are like 0.5 to maybe up to 5% of what actually exists. But it is our quote unquote reality because we say it so. So if you're having a really hard time, especially at this job, because it feels so matrix, it feels so mundane, it doesn't feel like it aligns with your purpose, you can work in that other 99.5, 95 point whatever to 99.5% of what actually reality energetically can be. Work in those realms to shift, even if you don't know exactly what this possible next job could look like, Anna. Working in these more etheric realms can bring you into alignment with something that pays better. Yeah, I just saw the 9 of Pentacles pop off. Something that pays better, something that you are excited, new opportunity that you're feeling very inspired, very motivated to go to. And I know you were asking more just on guidance and advice on dealing with what you already have, but what I'm getting, Anna, is you don't have to settle. You're not having to settle. So maybe just working on and work, there's really no work. It's just aligning with your true spirit to say, okay, whatever it is that's meant for me, yes, I'll take my divine inspired action on it. but I'm ready for that new opportunity. I mean, it's just written in the stars here, written on the wall, something that feels much more in alignment with your wish fulfillment of what that looks like. Even if you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, right? I mean, possibilities are endless here. I actually see this card in such a different light. I always say at the heart of this card, it's hope. But especially now that, for years though, I've known about like being able to hop timelines, quantum jumping, all that stuff. But it's not even about you having to move your consciousness somewhere else. It's just about embodying it as your God presence, your I am, your true spirit right now. Just no, I am that. Claim it. It's like, that one looks good. That's me. That's right there. There it is. Okay, it's mine. And just declaring it. You don't have to even feel anything. You don't have to change your limiting beliefs about anything. And I know that's where I think a lot of people that get caught up in new age stuff or trying to manifest. They're like, okay, so what do I do? What do I do? Well, we're human beings. So just being and embodying what it is you're looking for, tuning into the spiritual realms. The hermit isn't out there doing a whole bunch of stuff. The hermit is just being present with themselves and who they truly are, which is God incarnated in a human body. But I do want to actually, yes, there's a good opportunity coming for you, Anna, and maybe you're coming for it, whatever resonates most. But let's get you some guidance on just being able to, with your struggles with caring with this 3D matrix job and just kind of to bridge the gap to get you by until things start moving in a new direction for you. And I just saw the chariot in my mind's eye. So things are moving. But let's just see what you're doing to bridge the gap to make this matrix job more bearable. Okay. It's not going to last too long. It's not going to last too long. And even just saying, I'm actually going to have fun at work. I will have fun with my coworkers or, whatever the actual job scenario is, it's more fun. It's almost like you're making a little game of it. And that's something I used to do when I had a very mundane job at this lumber mill. It could be boring, especially if you were working a machine feeding lumber or feeding strip, which then they turn into lumber, into these, they call them the dryers. They're really wet and sticky with sap and stuff. And you have to feed them in, push a button, feed another thing in, push a button. And it could become very boring and very monotonous. So I would be doing other things. Like inside my head, I'd be singing, I'd be picturing my future. Like I'd be doing all sorts of other things. So even if you have a really boring job, it's like making the most of your time. So I used to just watch the clock because it was a 12-hour shift. And if you've never worked a 12-hour manual labor shift, because sometimes you have to stop the machine and get up and really, it was manual labor, but it was also monotonous. It was also boring. But what I see with this is even if you have a boring job, even better, because you can free up some of your mental capacity to focus on what you do want. All right. Any other advice or guidance for Anna? Struggling with this matrix job. Just some guidance. Oh my gosh. You're falling back in love with life. And again, you do not have to settle. You don't have to choose this job. It's almost like you already just having this awareness that, hey, there's something different out there that I can have. Perfect. Let's do that instead. Even if you like the people involved with this job and stuff, there may even be a way you're shifting this work to be more exciting, to be more fruitful in some way, to pay better, something like that. But there is this sense of travel. I know this is also a card of action, taking the next step, following through with plans, all of that. But I'm also seeing some sort of trip or travel. If you have any kind of upcoming travel to visit family or, even if it's just 10 miles down the road, that's still considered travel, right? Because anything that would be difficult to do on foot, even down your block, considered travel, right? So I see you coming back from a trip of some kind, even if it's just a day trip across town to do some shopping, whatever that looks like for you personally. And you're being inspired. There's some sort of divine inspiration coming in that will help you figure out, well, what timeline do I choose? What is it that I do want to see here? All right, what else does Anna need to know? Anything else? Hi, Brianna. We're literally doing a donation only live stream just so I can take care of you guys. My mom should be here really in about, 15 to 20 minutes. She's going to arrive on my doorstep from 4 hours away. So I want to make sure I could take care of anybody who was needing a reading today. So yeah, here we have Anna. This is about You showing up for yourself and then the universe meeting you halfway. And there's a journey ahead. I mean, you're building something new. There's something new here you're creating that's going to bring you income. That could even be, it's very interesting because I'm just getting this for you, Anna. It could even be that you're continuing to work this matrixy, mundane job and you're getting inspired for an idea to start your own business or a way to make money kind of on the side. And then that way of making money takes off. Yeah, it could be something you did as a child or something that you dreamed about doing as a child. A lot of cups here. So it's like your emotions are kind of leading the way. So if you're feeling really good about something, follow that feeling because it's definitely taking you in a direction that it's feeling really supportive and you don't have to settle. Like even if this job is remote online and you can do it from home, I mean, it could be a job across the country or in another country. Like the opportunities here feel really boundless. They can't be contained. So Anna, if you want to switch jobs, that's really the main advice coming here is most likely you're switching jobs eventually in 2025. And I mean, we will get to the timing of that. But in the meantime, it's like you're planning ahead, planning for your future to be able to kind of bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Look at that. Yeah. Because there's something that's going to create long-term security and stability and not just financially, but you feel good going there because again, all these cups, all these emotions involved here, you want to feel good about the job you're doing or feel good while you're at work. You don't want to feel like you're wasting your own time or other people's time. You want to feel really good in what you're doing. And that's what's looking ahead for you. This is you looking ahead at this. Anything else Anna needs to know? Actually, let's go to the money moves. That's always a fun career deck to get involved. Okay, for Anna. Anything else Anna needs to know about this? Getting through the struggle bus of this matrix job. Anything else she needs to know? Wealth. Wow. Wow. Okay, so wealth is trying to find its way to you. You're moving toward real wealth and prosperity to keep up the great work. And even if you feel like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, you've been doing something that has put you in alignment with this. Even if it's not while at your current job, there's something you're doing in your waking life, maybe even in your dream state. Who knows for sure, but there's something you're doing that's putting you in alignment with wealth, that you don't have to settle, that you can take a leap of faith in a new direction. Because you did take a couple of years break from that job, but then ended up, needing money, right? Needing that wealth. So you went back, which was great because that, subsided that need for wealth. But yet at the same time, it feels very limiting. You can remove yourself from the cage, take the leap of faith, spread your wings and fly in a new direction. That's really what this reading is saying is, you can make the most of where you're at, I think, for a while. Like you can make it work for a while, but you're always going to keep going back to, I just don't really want to be here right now. It's just not for me. And you maybe keep hitting, this because look, this is what you're meant to do. Your career's on the rise and offers and opportunities and salary. I mean, what have we been talking about this whole time? I want this reading. Yes, I want this reading. No, this is your reading, Anna. This is amazing. But this is you leveling up. You're not settling because when you are in a position, a relationship, a job, a circumstance where you feel like, well, I mean, it's okay, but the butt will get you every time. The butt lets you know you're settling. So you are moving on up. And then you want to be in love with what you do. And this is, I'm not taking this literally here. I don't see that energy going on. But what I see is you don't want to be at the job you're at and having this love affair for something that's out there, but never being able to take that leap to get into it. You know what I mean? Because you're meant for so much more. It really touched me. Hope and inspiration is powerful. This job would be a dream for others, but the feeling of the matrix is heavy. Right. Your spirit is searching for something. You're amazing. Oh, you are amazing. And I want to get some timing. Again, grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. Timing for Anna to take that leap and be in a new position. I'm already seeing 2025, so I'm going to set that intention that it's in 2025, but when? And of course, if it's too far out and you're like, no, I'm ready to go now, please please follow through, because you can make this timeline speed up even quicker by actions you're going to take. This is just the current energy you're in right now. Aquarius, wow, that's really not that far. That's not that far. Oh my goodness. So even I think if just you knowing that this is happening and you declaring it, that I am in a position that I love going to work. I make good money doing what I love, whatever that is. Even you don't have to know what that is, but you just declaring that with your I am, and then your work is done. But then if you do get a divine inspiration to take an action to apply here, or to listen to what this person's saying about an opportunity over here, of course, take those inspired actions, because we can make the 3D work for us. Yes, I know it's only 0.5 to 5% of what actually exists, but we can let it work for us too. We don't have to be a slave to it, because it's only 0.5 to 5% of what truly exists. What truly exists is the 95 to 99.5% of what we can't taste, touch, smell, sense in any way, right? Or hear. So Aquarius season is looking like a good time that you're jumping ship from this current job into something that feels much more supportive to you. All right, Anna, that's amazing. Matrix can truly suck your blood, but remember, you're an alchemist. That is so true. If we could just remember, we forget all the time who we are. And even when we affirm, I am God, I am, and that's what I always say is, yes, you are God, but so is everyone and everything else that is in alignment with nature, right? Everyone and everything else is God too, and that's what the cult leaders get wrong. I always say that. That's where the cult leaders went wrong, is they think they're God. Yes, they're right. They're correct. 100%. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. But yet, so are their followers. Followers, right? Words are spells. Yeah, they want everyone to fall lower than them. Follow me. You're my follower. No, you're not. You guys are my buds. You guys are my buds here. I'm not calling any of you guys my followers, because that word has always felt weird to me. It's like, it's not like you guys are like puppy dogs following me around, or that influencer around, or whatever. Like, we are each God having our own main character living experience. And if you're not in your main character energy, now is the time. So nice to have a community here to remind me of and us of our divinity. The Matrix sludge is real. Love to you all. Yes, love to you as well. That is a fast timeline. Right. I wasn't even expecting that quick of a timeline, but I am so happy to see that for you. That is amazing. I feel it's so imminent. It's just you deciding that, no, I'm not settling for this anymore. I'm God. I deserve a job that I love, that pays me beyond my wildest dreams, that I love going to, or, if it's a work from home situation, you type away at your keyboard, whatever it is you do or want to do. Even if you don't know what that is right now, it will come to you. You'll figure it out, because you're God. So anything is possible. I love it. Yes. Thank you, Anna. It was such a pleasure to read for you. We have also a donation from Brianna. So we're going to get into that right now. These are back to back to back. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Message I need to hear right now for my highest good. Let's tune in. And I just got the call to switch decks, and I'm seeing it. There it is. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. And this is the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic deck, little pocket deck. It's so fun. And it's still hard to shuffle because I'm trying to bend. I don't like when my cards get bowed like that, so I try to also shuffle the opposite way, but sometimes I don't want to. There we go. Okay. So tuning into Brianna's true I am presence, her true spirit. What is a message she needs to hear right now for her highest good? Ooh, 8 of Wands. So whatever it is you're waiting for, it's already happening. Something that feels this could even be Matrix related stuff. Something you're waiting on. This could be news. News coming in is a big thing with 8 of Wands. Something you're waiting on, a contract you're ready to sign, some sort of commitment that you're waiting for in the 3D. It's already happening, of course, in the higher realms. But let's tune in and see anything else Brianna needs to know, needs to hear right now for her highest good. All right, 8 of Pentacles. So your hard work is paying off. Again, you're working as that alchemist, both in those higher realms and in the 3D reality. You're working. You're putting the effort in, and you're going to be rewarded. There's a big reward coming in as a result of this. Back in the deck, as I'm about to shuffle again. Big reward coming in. What? Oh my gosh. And is that not a cute little fish? Is that fish? It's a fish. Like a kind of looks like a koi fish, but he has a very do you guys remember the Garbage Pail Kids from the 80s? Like that's what his face looks like. The Garbage Pail Kids. Very cute. But your hard work is paying off. The effort you're putting in. Look, you're making progress from the 8 to the 9. And you had 2 8s. 8 and 8. Pentacles and wands. So 8-8 or 8-8-8 might be really relevant to you, or you're seeing these synchronicities of the number 8-8-8. I just saw 6 of wands on the back. Woo! I don't know if it's going to come out, but I saw 6 of wands, so that was victory. And then 9 of wands. So this is about, this feels very 3D, but also like mental. I know it's weird because it's wands, but I got a very mental thought about this. More like a 9 of swords energy, but you know, 9 of wands is you're close to the finish line. Don't give up. And it's interesting because it is a porcupine, it looks like, but I was reading this little area over here, almost like smoke signals. But no, that's not what it is. You look a little closer. It's just like, it's the mountain, like the ridge, part of the mountain. But from here, it kind of looks like smoke going up, like smoke signals. And I was reading these wands almost like arrows being shot, you know, shooting your shot, taking your shot. Yeah. You're shooting your shot. You're taking the leap. You're shooting your shot. All right. What else? Woo. 5 of wands. So, okay. And I just heard a dog with a bone. You know, you've heard that expression. And if you haven't, it's, oh, you're like a dog with a bone. You just won't stop. You won't give it up. You won't, you know, and usually it's in a negative connotation. But I actually see this is a really good thing for you as like a dog with a bone, energetically speaking. Like, no, this is mine. I claim it. I'm not giving up. This is what's happening. And if there's any doubt about what it is you're doing because the competition is heavy, or even just trying to put yourself out there or market yourself in some way, it's like that's being taken care of again in the higher realms. And then happy home, wedding, contracts, all the fun things, celebrations. And I'm really honed in on those shovels there, those pitchforks, I guess they're not shovels, pitchforks, like preparing the space for you to plant those seeds of prosperity for then, you know, a season away, you're going to be reaping the reward and the bounty. Well, 2 seasons away, usually. Plant in the spring, reap harvest in the fall. So like 6-month time frame. I'm seeing a 6-month time frame based on this card. And we have the number. Is that a 25? I think that's a 25. Yeah. So the number 25, it looks like a 35 in this light, but I think that's a 25. The numbers on here are slightly hard to read, but yeah, it looks like 35 from about there, but it is a 2. But that's a 7. So there's a lot of preparation and groundwork. You know, you broke ground in those more etheric realms to then reap what you've sown. That 9 of Pentacles that you had in the more matrixy world. I love this because you are reaping your abundance between now and 6 months. And you don't even have to wait a full 6 months. You're already starting to see things roll in because of the ground you've laid already in those higher realms. Words are so special and important. Aww. Oh, SB donated on PayPal as well. Oh, cool. We'll get right into that. Yeah, one more card. I know it's a 1-card read for Brianna. I just want to leave her with one more message. Anything else Brianna needs to hear right now? Endings. So this doesn't feel like an ending to what it is you're trying to create. There's endings to anything that appeared to be a blockage, a standstill. I got chills now. So just old energies, old cycles, old versions of yourself passing away to make room for the new. And I just heard Day of the Dead. Is that in May or March? I always get that mixed up because I know Cinco de Mayo, which that's within our 6-month window we're getting for you right now. Day of the Dead. I need to know when that is. Where's my phone? I need to know. Oh, my sister's texting me. When will Mom be here? Any time now. Well, probably about another 20 minutes at least. I think she's taken it just slightly slower because you can see what's going on at my window real quick. Boom. It's not snow, but it's very frosty, and all of the trees have this nice white frostiness to them. So we're looking like a winter wonderland without the snow. It's just like frost. Oh, October. Interesting. Okay, see, I wouldn't have even known that. But it's interesting because from May to October, well, that's 5 months, I guess. But I really am okay. Yeah, I'm like resources. This is something that you may have started or planned or thought of since October, or in October you got serious about something, and then by Cinco de Mayo, which I know that's more than 6 months past October, but 6 months from now was the timeline we were tuning into, because you've already laid the groundwork. And it doesn't even have to be something you've physically done. This can be meditations, intentions, visualizations, vision boards, whatever it is, plans that you have. Yeah, endings for the old funky dank energy. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And then resources. Be grateful for what you have and save something for the future. Use wisely and as needed. And this doesn't just have to be cash money. This can be your time, your attention. All of these are resources. All right, Brianna, I hope that resonated for you. Brought you some guidance and clarity today. Thanks again for your donation. All right, so we have Marlene donated right before 1 minute before SB. So, let's see. Marlene, go ahead and post your question. In the last reading, you told me March to April would be the bloom of it all, and that's 6 months from October. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yes. Yay! I forget these things sometimes. So when you remember, because this was your reading, a couple readings back or whatever, last reading, you remember probably better than I do. Sometimes the main things stick out to me, but especially now that I'm working this other job and I'm doing usually about 20 readings a day, usually, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, things just fly and zoom right out, and I might forget. So I'm glad you remember. All right, Marlene wants to know, is there anything my higher self's been trying to get through to me that I'm not paying attention to? Okay, so it's a 1-card read for Marlene. Okay, so 10 of Cups. So this is like emotional connection, fulfillment, family, friends that feel like family, extended family, coming together, just appreciating. That's something that I talked about on the last live stream. It was kind of gross about how, my dog Ruth taking a little number 2 up here at the top of the stairs in the hallway. And, maybe old versions of me would have been like, oh, what a hassle. Now I got to clean this up. It's so disgusting. But then that new version of me was like, oh my gosh, I have a dog that I love so much. And, my old soul pet Judy that I love so much passed away. And I would give anything right now to pick up hundreds of piles of her poop, if that meant she was in my life still in, the 3D reality. She's still, I feel her from time to time. But you know what I'm saying? It's like just shifting the, and especially like my dog, my son Wrigley, he gets home from school. He'll throw his, right when you walk in the door, you cannot miss it. Right in front of you is this wall with pegs for their coats, their backpacks, their, everything they need to hang up to not just have it sitting on the floor. But he will dump his backpack or his coat. Then he will take off a sock, throw it. Take off another sock, throw it this way. A shoe. No matter how many times we remind him, unless you're literally right on him as he's doing it to remind him, he will just trail. But then I remind myself how much I longed for a child, especially after my first miscarriage. And I always wanted to be a mom. And now out of 5 pregnancies, 2 of them stuck, and I have 2 beautiful babies that are here with me. And at times, especially in the frustrating mom times, I'm like, I remind myself, oh yeah, I wanted this. And that, sometimes the messes come with the territory and the fighting and snapping with the kids back and forth. They love to, their ages 10 and 13. So they're kind of in these, the older one is like onto more mature, cooler things. And the younger one still wants to play toys and Legos and stuff. But Boston, all he wants to do is play like sports and basketball. I mean, Wrigley loves sports and stuff too, but he also sometimes wants to just sit down and draw with his brother. And his brother's like, yeah, I'm too busy for that. And, so they're kind of at these ages where their friction, of course, creates friction for the dogs, the parents, everybody around. So what this feels like is just reminding, like just the ups and downs of life and just the stresses of everyday life. And just instead of focusing on, oh my gosh, another dirty dish I got to pick up, a sock over here I got to pick up, And it may not all be physical. This can be emotional stuff or just anything tough going on with especially your kids. And my nose keeps itching. So it's like something shifting to be a much more supportive energy, better luck. I'm seeing really good luck coming in. Just gratitude, just being grateful. And, not saying you're ungrateful, but just, I think we could all be even more grateful in every now moment. Like there's something, we can find something somewhere to be grateful for. And it's just remembering how blessed, how amazing things are. And I love that what we have up here is the pair of scissors. Cut out anything that's just not in alignment anymore. This can be, it doesn't mean you have to cut someone out of your life, but if you, say have an aunt or a cousin or a sister, or, for some reason it's very feminine energy. I'm getting a female energy in the family, not your immediate family in your household, but extended family. So maybe 1 or 2 generations removed or same generation, like that. Feminine, that always, when you do talk to her, all she wants to do is gossip and bitch and moan about people at work, or this guy that said this, or this woman that did that to her. And you want to be supportive because you love her and all the things, but at the same time, it kind of feels draining or taxing on your energy, to where you don't want to cut her out of your life. You love her, you want her in your life, but you just maybe wish the dynamic was different. That how come every time we get together, we bitch about the people she works with, or, her kids, or whatever it is, insert whatever it is she's moaning about here. And you can keep the connection, but it's almost like you're finding another common ground to get together, and you're talking about these things, or you're doing these things instead. You were talking about that yesterday. So your higher self is basically saying you're already on it. You're already figuring these things out. It's just about following through, maybe just in a bigger way than you currently happen. So you're already touching on these things. Yeah. And even like just removing cords or pulling your energy back, even from your own kids. Like I will remove cords at the end of the day. It's usually before I lay down fully for meditation. I kind of have like my pillows, and I'm kind of lean back, just close my eyes, and just picture that sacred fire of source, just cleansing and clearing me of anything that's not mine. That includes, people's gossip. That includes people's codependent energy, especially kids. They get Wrigley's at this age right now. He's 10. He just turned 10. But he's at this age where he's like, Mom, will you tie my shoes for me? Mom, will you hand me that fork? Mom. And he's half the time he's actually closer to whatever it is he's asking me. And as mom, I just automatically get up and do it. And I've been catching myself. I'm like, wait, no, you are closer to the silverware drawer. Get your own fork. It's not going to hurt you to get up and get a fork. So I'm kind of learning boundaries even with my 10-year-old, that, to up until now, it was like he says jump, he says jump, and I ask how high. It's like, not to that extreme, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I want to teach you a little bit of independence in this moment. So you're learning. You can totally relate. See, I just feel this is so aligned to, of course, the family you live with, and then that kind of gossipy extended family person that you love her, absolutely, but you wish the dynamic was different. So you're creating, by being grateful for what you do have, it's like you're creating a new dynamic. Anything else from Marlene? Elder of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. So there's some more money coming in too. This could be some sort of Christmas bonus, or just extra money. Could be even a bill that you thought was going to be, because when we think, bonus, we think, oh, well, money's coming toward me. Well, it could also be that money you already have gets to stay with you because that bill isn't as high as you thought. Or, this person actually decided not to do this one thing, and now I actually have more money, or, whatever it is. But 3 of Wands, I don't know if there's any travel plans, but there is some abundance coming in, especially with this combination, with the ships coming in on the 3 of Wands with the King of Pentacles here. There's some abundance finding its way to you. And I just heard anonymous donor. Very random, anonymous donor. And now I'm seeing in my mind's eye, when we were very young, I was 4, almost 5. I turned 5 in, I'm trying to remember the timeline. It was either 4 or 5. So I had either turned 5 in April, and then it was Christmas, or it was Christmas and I was going to turn 5. That's what it was. I was Christmas, and then it was Christmas, I was 4, and then I turned 5 the next April. My mom was a single mom. My dad lived at a distance to us, and he, without fail, every single Christmas around October, because, planning for Christmas coming up, he would just stop paying child support. He'd pay it on like clockwork all the way, January through October or whatever. Everything was like February through October. But then every year he'd stop paying October, November, December, January. And even as a little kid, my mom didn't even have to say anything, but I'd see her struggle, financially and emotionally. It just hit me weird because I would check the mail a lot and I would notice, well, the child support still isn't here, child support check still isn't here. And I would even go down, we'd go to the bank, she'd, send the tube up, cash her, child support check and her paychecks and stuff. And then she'd hand me her money envelope, like as a 9, 10, 11 on up year old kid. She'd hand me the money envelope and I'd go, because we had a pretty small downtown area where all her bills were. So I'd go pay the power bill, the water bill, the title company for our mortgage, because it was like a lease to, or not a rent to own, but we were buying it directly from the seller rather than doing a mortgage. So I would go around with the money envelope. She trusted me that much, you guys, to go pay all the bills and do all the things. But what happened, the point I'm getting to, and SB, we're getting to your question, I promise. But the story for some reason needs to come out for Marlene. We were really short because, again, he was not paying the child support and it was Christmas time and my mom was a waitress and she had like cleaning a bank job. She had like 2 to 3 jobs, like pretty much my whole time growing up. She had at least 2 jobs at any given time, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 jobs, cleaning banks, cleaning offices after hours, doing seamstress work, working her main job. Her big main job when I was growing up was at Magic Cleaner. She'd do dry cleaning and all of that. And then after hours, she'd do the seamstress stuff that people brought in and the alterations. No altercations were had, just alterations. But going back to when I was 4, we were just like scraping the barrel for even just to get dinner and stuff. But we heard a knock on the door and my mom went and opened the door. And there was just this basket of wrapped gifts and stuffies, stuffed animals, and coats and gloves, and just so much stuff for us kids, for us three kids. And there was even some stuff for my mom in there. And I just remember her she brought it in and she sat it on the table and she just stared at it for a while. And then she just starts crying. And I still remember that. It still gives me chills to think that she wasn't expecting anything. She was just trying to make it on her own and just do the best she could. And then just this big surprise just shows up. And I'm not saying you're as down and out as what she was, not at all, but just something completely unexpected. Somehow, anonymous donor. That came up, anonymous donor, and then that story, for whatever reason, for you, Marlene. So I don't know. It might even be that you're somehow helping someone in that way, if that's even on your radar at this point. I don't know. The story needed to come out. I don't even know why, but there it is. Maybe someone listening needed to hear it. I don't know. All right, Marlene, but yes, that is a lot, right? Yeah, she was just, like, she still talks about that from time to time, and it's such a warm feeling we get when we think of that. Just so beautiful. All right. For SB, I hope you're still here. Oh, there's Solar Siren. Hi, Jessa. I thought I saw you earlier, and then I got to yap. All right. We're getting into SB's question. Ooh, Cinco de Mayo is May. I knew that one, but Day of the Dead. I was unsure if that was March or some other time. And then Brianna told me it was October. Day of the Dead. Yeah. All right. SB is here. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It's like after Halloween. For some reason I thought I knew that, but then just right out of my brain. Okay. All right. So SB would like to know Payman's true feelings for me. Thank you. Whoop. Okay. Wow. So there's definitely a mental connection and pretty clear communication, but it does feel like you have to be the one to, whatever it is you want to know, it's like you have to directly ask. It's not like that information's always forthcoming. At times, sure, the communication back and forth could be great, but other times it's like you have to directly ask whatever it is you want to know. If this person is at a distance, it feels to me like you might be traveling to see them or them to see you. Or if you're just, you're receiving sort of communication or news from him, that's what this feels like. communication or news, traveling. Yeah, there's definitely he feels very like he's got a really big heart. That's what I feel. And as far as his feelings toward you, yeah, he sees it's yeah, there's that masculine energy. Look at that. Yeah, there's definitely attraction here from him toward you and most likely from you toward him. It really does feel like what he actually feels for you, he hasn't fully expressed yet. But he may be expressing how he feels about you. Maybe again after a little bit of digging on your part, but then he surprises you by just almost like the dam breaks and he just all this outpouring of feeling and thought and emotion comes from him. Again, I see you as the one initiating that contact or that exact conversation, but it's going to make you feel really good. This feels like a really good how he feels about you. It feels good. All right. Let's see. Anything else SB needs to know about Payman's true feelings? Okay. So I don't know if this was not actual cheating. There may have been things that just kind of in your awareness, you feel like you're cheated. Maybe you don't get to spend enough time together. Maybe trust was broken because, again, maybe he's not very forthcoming with what's going on, but I don't see that he's, again, purposely doing things like on the side. I don't see it like that at all. It's just he's withholding the information and you feel cheated because of it, wondering at times, can I just not trust him because he's not very communicative about what I want to know. Because this came out with it, this does feel like you're having realizations as a couple. Again, you're initiating that conversation, but you're getting truer communication from him, so you won't feel cheated out of actual communication. Yeah. And that's why you at times will be like, does he even care like the way I care? And I do see that he does. That's the thing here is I do see that he does care. It's just he's got a different way of showing it than maybe you do. And look, insane chemistry, sparks, having fun, equal interest, equal interest. So it's not like he's disinterested. He just has a different way to show up that sometimes you're the one sussing out, well, how do you feel about that? And how does that make you feel? You know? But it does feel like you're getting more of what it is you want in this connection by kind of taking that lead with it. But then after a while, things feel better between you as far as a more equal give and take, to where then he is more forthcoming without you even having to ask. I see the communication improving over time. And then self-love. So this is you also loving yourself, him loving himself, so that you can show up in the connection as, you know, two fully loved people. And then whatever love you receive from each other is like bonus points. And then we have twin flame union. Wow. Heart, body, mind, and soul connection. And I think what's going on is the mind and soul part of it, and even part of the heart part of it, are still in progress. But it feels to me like the physical part of it, it's like, yeah, we're attracted. We're both attracted like that. That's like, go with the flow. We got this part. It's just the other three, the heart, mind, and soul part of it, you're going to start to see evolve and blossom and bloom over time, SB. All right, anything else? Let's go to this one. This one's a fun deck as well. Anything else SB needs to know about Payman's true feelings? All right, dreams. Share your dreams together. Yeah, it's like, and that can be something that's, it can feel vulnerable, you know, like what's your wildest dream about life? Like if you could, like money were no object, or, you know, you didn't have all these commitments or whatever it was. Payman, what would you do with your life? Like what's your ultimate dream come true in life? Like just kind of finding out of the box conversation topics to have to really spark this bonding between the two of you. Woo, good. So I don't have to take communication initiative for long. Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's going to be a bit of a process, but as he starts to be more forthcoming, it's going to feel more natural to him, because he's used to just kind of holding things close to the chest, even in maybe his relationships, like with his parents, siblings, cousins, friends. He doesn't just let his heart on his sleeve like some people, or wear his heart on his sleeve, I guess they say. But then we have here, rejoice. Embrace your loving connection and rejoice. And again, it's growing. So if you don't feel it's here yet, it's on its way. It's coming in. And we have enlightenment. So we have a spiritual awakening and enlightenment. So this connection with you and him, it is meant to be a very spiritual connection, not just physical, not just mental, not just emotional, but also spiritual. And it says, with enlightenment, there is no separation. We recognize that we are one with the divine. Yes, he is gentle. He is serious. I can see the seriousness, but also there is this playful side to him that will start to come out when he feels comfortable, that he can show that more vulnerable side. And you will see that. You will see that over time. Again, it's just unfolding, you know? I might add another deck. Where is my... It should be here. Oh, it's literally right in front of my face. Okay. Closing statements. Anything else for SB and Payman's feelings toward her? Okay. We have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this is you deciding what version of him steps forward. Because this is the greatest lie we've ever been told. Is once this way, always this way. So I don't know if you are someone on a spiritual journey, but I can tell you this for my own personal self. The person I was at age 20 is a far cry from who I am at 42. Like, far cry. Yes, my heart was still in the right place at that time. And, you know, I had this going for me, that going for me. But at the same time, the level of depth that I've reached at 42, I couldn't have even put my mind around at age 20. So we're constantly evolving. We're constantly shifting. We're constantly changing. We're constantly trying new things. And the biggest lie we've been told is that, okay, well, how someone acts and how someone treats you, that's just how they're going to treat you. That's just how they're going to act. We've been duped because that's what we expect. So we consistently, as us ourselves, hold that expectation that, well, every time he's late, I snap at him, and then this happens, and then this is just an example, not you and Payman, but you know what I'm saying. We just expect that, oh, last time this happened, and the time before that, and the time before that. Yes, it's very consistent, but it's because we're also holding that expectation. If we shift that and say, no, I expect this to happen instead, blow your own mind. Just watch it happen. And that's not just in relationships. This can be your drive to work. Oh my gosh, this road going to work is always busy. I always get at every red light. Like, you know, we tell these stories to ourselves, and then they just become ingrained in us and almost automatic. Well, flip the script, rip it in half, throw it away, and write a new script and say, no, my drive to work is just effortless. And, you know, I hardly see anybody. Like, where is everybody? I get there on time. I have time to spare. Rewrite these scripts and what we expect, because what you expect, what you intend, that's what will happen. We also have past life relationship. So yeah, and I was getting that already because we had that, there was another card. I don't know where I put it. I think I put it back over here. It was like the twin flame card. Yeah, that's right. It was in this one, which it was in here somewhere. But as we're looking around, we also have life partners. So like, I mean, if you guys aren't solid, you have the potential to be solid. If you already are solid, I see you just blossoming this relationship. I'm just seeing this red rose just blooming. I don't know, maybe it's just because this is looking at me from the back of the deck. Red roses on the back. But I see this just blossoming into something more in alignment with what you want rather than just what you get. You know what I mean? So you want him to be more communicative toward you. Literally make that your expectation, and then he can't not be communicative because that is your expectation. And you are God. You are, you know, if you're just joining us and you don't know all this, what do you mean I'm God? Look into the law of assumption. It's something a lot of people in different spiritual circles have stumbled upon. But just knowing that you are a fractal of God, the original infant source creator, you are God having a human experience. And so is Payman, and so is this person, that person, that. Like, we're all God having these human experiences. But we're, a lot of us, living on the sidelines and just letting, you know, whatever the government says, or my boss, or my parents, or, you know, whoever we deem as an authority in our life, we give our power away to them. So we're going to stop sitting on the sidelines of our own life and really embody that main character energy. And you as well, SB, you got this. So yay. Yeah, and if you want somewhere to go to learn more about it, I've just been sending people over to the Rosie. Oh, and I did say Red Rose, didn't I? Yes. Very funny. And it seemed to me, where is it? Oh, I'm like, weren't there more roses on the back of this deck? Yeah, because it was this deck. Okay, see, I'm even like, whoa, what's going on here? Rosie Life, Rosey, the Rosie Life YouTube channel. She has all sorts of videos on how to blow your own mind about making life what you actually want to experience. I can't recommend her channel enough just to get yourself into that knowing that I am God having this human experience. So I have access to any and everything I want. It's just my expectation that life is hard, that I'm broke, that payment's not very communicative, whatever it is. You could shift that by just saying, no, I'm God, and this is the reality that is happening for me. Of course, the 3D, like I always say here, and if you're late to the party, I'll just let you know too. The 3D reality is between 0.5% of the visible light spectrum, things we can taste, touch, hear, smell, sense in any way possible, and maybe up to about 5% of reality is what we can actually grasp with our senses. The other 99.5 to 95% roughly of reality, we don't see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it. It's like our senses can't compute. So if you know that 95% of reality that's playing out, we have no tangible proof of, that's really all the proof you need that what you declare to be true is manifesting. And I always say the past is a manifestation, the 3D reality is always a manifestation of the past. You don't even see, unless you're out in nature, you can see the now moment. You can see the now moment right now, but this now moment, even in nature, that seed had to drop from the tree to then become the little sprout, then to become the seedling, then to become this great mighty oak that then produces its own offspring with the pine cones. And so everything we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, sense in any way is a representation of the past. So if you don't like what you're seeing, it's just telling you this happened in the past. This happened in the past anyway. So even if Payman's actions are still not very forthcoming with communication, but you've declared, no, he's very communicative. Don't take the fact that, for those first few times that you see him after you declare that to be the case, that he hasn't shifted and changed instantly. You will see it eventually. But again, his actions, what he's got going on, who he is as a person, it's all a representation of the past. And when you declare it to be different, it can be different. Yay! So fun. Oh, you are so welcome, SB. Thanks again for your donation. It was a lovely reading. All right. We have Julie's video. So go ahead and post your question, Julie. We're going to get right into it for you. And then I do think this is going to be our last donation just because my mom can show up any minute. And I forgot to give her my door code. I don't have, our door automatically locks because we have like a code thing on it. And I told her last time, but it's obscure enough that she probably doesn't remember my door code. And I don't want her to show up and then be like, where is she? You know what I mean? And I don't want to have to leave to go let her in and leave you guys hanging here on the live stream either. So we'll just cut it off. Let me make sure I got everything that dropped earlier. Yes. Okay. So Julie's video. Sorry I took so long to get to your question, but hello, Julie. Go ahead and post your question. We're going to get right into it for you. All right. And Wednesday, we will return to our regularly scheduled time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday. Regularly scheduled programming, as you call it. We will do most likely a free one card poll. It's been a minute since we've done that. So free one card poll over on, this channel on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time next week. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm not scheduling things over. Basketball was finished on Wednesday, so we're done with basketball. Wrigley does start basketball soon, but I think his games are either Friday night or Saturday, and practices, my husband can take him, so it's not like I have to do that. But I was thinking like Christmas concerts, but those are both on the 12th during the day and in the evening for both my kids. So we're good on a Thursday. I don't have any live streams on Thursday, so I can easily schedule around that. All right, Julie. Oh, I'm just now seeing it just says a Christmas gift. I'm sitting here waiting for her question so I can answer her question. Oh, that's so sweet. You are the sweetest ever. Thank you so much for that. Well, if she's still here, I hope she's still here. I'll just pull her a few cards just because I want to. So message for Julie, just anything Julie needs to know, just because of her sweet generosity. Oh, I love this. Intuition, trusting your intuition. There might be even some creative ideas that are flowing to you. And even if you don't have time right now to implement some sort of new creative, it feels like something around your house, Julie, something you've been wanting to change or upgrade or update. Even if you don't do it right this second, maybe you're making plans, like you're getting different paint swatches to put on the wall to see, or like a front door. I don't know if you're painting a front door, something with your front door. Even if you're just cleaning your front door, because I looked at the outside part of, I usually will clean the inside part of my front door often enough, but I was looking at the outside part of my front door. I'm like, there's a lot of just dusty, dirty, just stuff around the door. Like, let me just clean it off. Like, I haven't done it yet, but like that's on my list. Like, I need to clean it. I need to sweep my front porch. I just need to clean it up a little bit, you know? And that could be more figuratively speaking as well. Just cleaning your own energy field from anything that's been in your way, or just you feel a little stuck or stagnant at work. Just tune into the work environment, the coworkers, the clients, whatever's going on at work, and just energetically cleanse yourself of it. You know, just close your eyes and just picture, you know, whatever your ritual or routine for that would be. And just cleanse it. You know, work is just an example. It could be anything going on in your life that's maybe a little stressful, a little getting you a little anxious about something. Can even be a connection with somebody that's causing you some stress or anxiety because they're stressed and anxious, and then they're projecting that onto you. Yeah, it's about shifting your perspective from, you know, oh, this bad thing happened. But that's the thing is, you know, we have every right to be angry, upset, feel rejected, whatever the case may be. When something happens that we don't like, we have every right to feel however we want to feel about it. It's just where most people get it wrong, I guess. You know, wrong. There's never anything wrong, but as far as them finally being able to shift out of that and get what they want, where people get it wrong is they just stay in victimhood. And there can be people, my grandma was one of them. I loved her dearly, but she was the same exact person she was at age 52 when I was born as she was at age 90 when she died. She was the same person. She didn't evolve. She didn't grow. She didn't branch out in any way. She just was set in her ways, still bitching and griping, moaning and complaining about the same people, doing the same things from age 0 for me to age 40 or 38. I was 39, I think, when she died. 38. I was 38. I was just like, I wished my biggest wish for my grandma would have been for her to quit focusing so much on everybody's faults, flaws, all the negative things in life, the bad news she was watching on TV. She just hyperfixate on it, and then she just was stuck in it. Yeah. Oh, they're building a park behind you, so it's dusty, and you have an upstairs neighbor who lets their dog urinate down my patio. Oh my gosh, no. Ew. That is so gross. But yeah, if you want to shift that, you know, you just imagining a clean patio with free of dog urine of any kind. And hey, this is the weird thing is you shift your reality, and then of course the 3D takes a bit of time to catch up, but then that neighbor either moves out, or they give their dog away, or they just get a little more cleanliness going in their life and take the dog downstairs and outside to some grass. Hey, they're building a park behind you. Maybe the neighbor will be inspired to take the dog for a walk in the park. These problems are sorting themselves out already, Julie. I love it. That is gross, though. Like, imagine if you were sitting down there just enjoying a cup of coffee and a good book, and all of a sudden, trickle, trickle. Like, no. Not today. Not today, Satan. Not happening. But, like, no. That's not right. I mean, yeah. But I love that the moon card came out here, because it's just about shifting perspective. Because what the reality of the situation is, the moon, it's stable, it's secure, it's in one spot. You can easily grasp onto it and see. Maybe we don't know exactly what it is, but we can see it very clearly in this photo. But she's trying to observe it from here. It's like far removed from itself. Yeah, well, it's probably a good thing you're not using it if that's what's going on out there. So that's good. But hey, if you at some point were like, you know, I want to start using my patio, But like I can't because there's piss all over out the downstairs area here. I just can't have it. Whatever it is, it's like, no, you have every right to have a clean patio, even whether you use it all the time or never. That's your prerogative. Let's get one more for Julie before we close out. Marlene says, my upstairs neighbor also has a dump dirty doo-doo water from her dog down the stairs and it lands on our plants. Ew. I mean, fertilizer, okay, I guess, but like, no. There are better ways to fertilize the plants than neighbor's dog doo-doo water. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with people? I don't get it. But yeah, Julie, they're shedding. You're just reducing losses, elimination, and completing a new metamorphosis. So it's time to set higher goals. You're not settling for the old energy, the old things that are going on. You're ready to level up, to shift out of just, even if there's nothing major going wrong or you feel is off in your life, sometimes just kind of clearing those little annoyances can even elevate your life even better. And then we have the mind power card. Use your intelligence, analyze data, logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. And a lot of, good ideas or inspirations will kind of start in your mind. That's usually kind of how spirit can bring them in for us to understand them in a human, logical way. They'll drop into our awareness. And we can use our brain as a tool, just like we can pick up a pen and the pen isn't what's writing what's going on here. And our brain, a lot of times we do have that like collective consciousness that's we're all kind of plugged into, whether we want to be or not, that just this endless loop of thoughts that's just coming at us, bro, coming at you. But what I actually see is we can turn that off. There are ways to turn it off just by declaring it so. Just since I've been kind of working on that myself, I mean, it hasn't completely died away, but like I have moments of silence. And as someone with ADHD, that is everything. Like just to have a moment of silence, not just external silence, but internal silence as well, is like gold to me. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, you're shifting your awareness, and then there might even be some bright ideas coming in, and take action on those good ideas. Again, trust those intuitive downloads you're getting or nudges you're getting, because it's going to improve your life in some way. All right, Julie, thank you again so much. All right, you guys. Well, I think we've reached the end of the live stream. I just need to double check that I didn't leave anyone hanging. We're good. We're good. Okay. You're so welcome. Thank you. But yes, we will be back here Wednesday, regularly scheduled time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It'll be our full regular live stream. So we're going to start that one out with a free one card pull for everybody who's here. Usually, I usually don't even get started till at least 20 minutes in, because we're just kind of talking, hanging out, whatever. But just to be sure you get in on the free one card pull, be here usually toward the beginning of the live stream, so you can ensure that you get a card. And we'll do our donations and probably our cosmic question or our giveaway / drawing. Yes. We'll do one or the other to make it fun for everybody. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go make sure everything's good and lined up. I got to finish goodie bags. I got to finish that. And my mom should be here anytime. So much love. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. See you then. All right. You have a wonderful day as well, Julie, and everyone. All right, you guys. Have a happy one. All right. Bye.